Alright, so again, adding and subtracting polynomials today. So basically what we're going to do is we're going to take two polynomials and we are going to either add them or we're going to subtract them. Now the adding part is the easier ones, so we're going to start with those. Let's first start off just writing down the polynomial, okay? So first of all, write negative 11w to the fourth power minus 5w to the third power plus w minus 14. There is our first polynomial. We are going to add to that another polynomial. In this polynomial, it's going to be 6w to the fifth power plus 10w to the fourth power plus 2w plus 6. This is my second polynomial. So I'm going to pause this video and I'm going to make sure everyone just has a chance to write that down. So both of these polynomials are written in standard form. Both polynomials are simplified. They have the terms combined and they are ordered by degree. Okay, in this one, the highest degree is a 4, and in your second polynomial, the highest degree is a 5. Okay, so what we're really doing is we're just looking at all of these different terms. How many total terms do I have up here? 8 total terms. I am combining these 8 total terms. Okay, now again, the adding polynomials is much easier than the subtracting. Right, so that's why we're starting with this. So, of these 8 total terms, which term has the highest degree? The fifth power, right? So this one is our highest degree, so that's the one that I want to start with. And is there anything over here in the first polynomial that I can combine it with? No. So 6w to the fifth power is going to be listed first, and again, nothing I get to combine it with. I'm going to go ahead, if it's helpful, I'm going to do it up here. You can do it on yours if you want. You can mark it off your list. What's my next highest degree? 4, w to the fourth power. Now I see one here, and I see one over here. So I want to combine those two. We have negative 11 plus 10. Negative what? Good, very good. She did not say negative 1w to the fourth. She just said negative w to the fourth power. So we all need to make sure we know that even though we do not see a negative 1 there, there really is a 1 right there. It's not technically wrong if you write a 1 there, but it's not simplified either. Okay, it's not proper form. All right, so my w to the fourth, those are good. What's next? All right, I see a w to the third power. Very good. Is there anything over there in my green one that I can combine with it? No. So minus 5w to the third power. Done. What's next? Do I have any w to the second power? No. So looking for w's. I have a w here, and I have a 2w here. How many total is that? 3w. And then both of these polynomials have a constant. I have a negative 14, and I have a positive 6, giving me negative 8. And you're done. So it looks extremely overwhelming, but it's really not that bad. In fact, it's almost easier because they are both already in order by degree. It makes it like, all right, I'm going to look at this one and look over here. Like you can just work your way from the left over to the right, okay? And so because they're in order again, it makes it a little bit easier. Okay, so let me write a polynomial up here, and then you do what we just did, all right? I would like for you to add these two. Yes, I'm going to do parentheses around it, and these parentheses are going to be important when we get to the subtraction problems. let's see what you came up with. So when I look at these two separate polynomials, I see the highest degree, the highest exponent is a 3, and both of them have an m to the third power. So that means I can combine those two terms together. 9 minus 10 is -1. We've talked before that you don't really write that 1, so it's just going to be -m to the third power. So those are done. Then I'm looking, is there an m to the second? Not over there, but over here there is. And it's a -12 m to the second power. So that one's done. Then I'm looking for just m's, m to the first power. Both of them have an m. And -5 plus 6 is -5 plus 6 is +1. Now I don't really want to write +1, I just want to write a plus m. And then lastly, this -7 over here, nothing to combine with it, so I'm done. Alright, so again, let me show you a subtraction problem. And I think you'll see the difference, the similarities and differences in what we just did. So let's say that we have the problem So again, I'm going to give you a second to write down that problem before I start talking about it. The way that we are going to solve this is by using a skill that you already know, and that skill is distributing. So what we're really doing here is distributing this minus sign that's between our parentheses to each of the terms inside of the parentheses to the right of it. So I'm going to do a negative times this, and a negative times this, and a negative times this, and a negative times this. Now when you're multiplying something by a negative, what you're really doing is finding the opposite. Okay? So we're going to take the opposite of each one of the terms inside of that second set of parentheses. So the opposite just means what? What do I mean by opposite? The sign. If it's positive, it's going to turn negative. If it's negative, it's going to turn positive. So a negative 10x cubed is going to turn into a positive 10x cubed. A positive 10x squared is going to turn into a negative 10x squared. A negative 5x is going to turn into a positive 5x. And a positive 13 is going to turn into a negative 13. So again, each one of those four terms inside that second set of parentheses, I just took the opposite of. I just changed the positive to a negative or a negative to a positive. That's all I did. Now, we can do exactly what we just did in the other problems. We are going to combine those terms over there that I have written in green, our opposites, with the terms that are in this first set of parentheses. Yes, because when you distribute, you only distribute to this way. Okay? Alright, so x cubed would be first. I have an x cubed here and an x cubed here. How many total x cubes do I have? 14 x cubes. Done. X squared is next. I have negative 9, negative 10. How many total is that? Negative 19. Done with that. X is next. I have negative 10. I have positive 5. That gives me negative 5x. And lastly, negative 6. Negative 13 gives me negative 19. And you're finished. So it was really just having that one extra step of distributing the negative sign, which is turning everything to opposites in my second polynomial, and then doing the same process we did for the addition problems. All right, so tomorrow, once again, we'll start off with reviewing some addition problem and a couple more subtraction problems, and then you'll have the rest of the period to work on the assignment in class tomorrow. Okay?